In this video, I want to show you a few details about the rich text editor that appears in virtually any place where you as an instructor can add content to the course. And often students will also see the rich text editor when they're able to add content to the course, such as in a discussion board or when submitting an assignment to you. So the rich text editor refers to this section here of menu, tool, options, about how you can add text to a box or a content area. And I just want to draw your attention to the fact that there is always this HTML editor in the bottom right. It looks like 2 carets with a / through it. For those of you who are comfortable with HTML, if something does break in the way that you are designing your content, you can always edit it in the HTML to correct it. If you're not comfortable with HTML, don't even worry about it. You can just forget that little button is there. So the first thing I wanted to draw your attention to is an accessibility feature that all of us should be taking advantage of in our text editor when creating content. And that is this variation here of what type of text we use, whether it is a heading or paragraph text. This is important because browsers and assistive devices that are used to interpret data on the web use that kind of coding system to determine how to present the material through that assistive device or the browser. So in other words, if someone that is taking your class needs help interpreting what you've put for content into your course site, these little tags can be a huge help letting them kind of interpret or hear the content of your page a little bit differently. So let's go ahead and add some text content here, and I will show you how to edit it. Okay, so we now have some text that we can edit in the rich text editor. The first thing I'm going to do is highlight the part that needs to be a header. And I'm going to make it a heading 2. Generally, there is only one heading 1 in any piece of text, and that's the title. So we typically start with header 2, and I just want to fix this one because it seems to have made the second line also a header. So put a little extra space there. Now that's a header, and this is a paragraph text. So I also would like to draw your attention to how you can create a hypertext link. So often we will want to incorporate web links from other resources into our content, such as go and read this website, and then come back and give me some information. You can highlight the area, the text that you would like to make a link, come up here to the insert link option. In this case, it is an external link. I'm going to send students to Google. However, I can also link to a course link, which would be any of the things that I have already created in my course site. I can link right in here to that area of the course, but I'm going to go external link. And normally I would paste this in, but I happen to have the URL memorized. And now that is hypertext, so the student will see that as clickable text. I also want to show you how you can insert an image. Here is the insert image button. First, I want to put a little space and decide where my image is going to go. Click the drop down. I am going to upload an image, and I'm going to look through my computer, and I will use the Mecha logo. I just grabbed that from my hard drive, dragged and dropped it in. There it is. And to edit it, I can click right on it and resize it right here. There are some more advanced features that I can use that I can show you in another video about resizing or compressing. But the first thing I will show you is right here, this image options button here that hovers over under the image rather. If I click on that, I have the option to describe the alt text here, which I recommend you do. In this case, I will say, I'll click into this box and I'll just say, this is the Mecha logo. And alt text is important for 2 reasons. If the image breaks in one of your students' browser, the alt text at least tells them what they should have seen in that spot. And if they are using an assistive device to support their learning experience, then they may need that alt text to tell them what the image is, because they may not be able to see that image. And any image that contains text like this does, like this one does, we need to include the text that is in the image. So in this case, I would also say the text in the image reads as follows: Mecca, Maine College of Art. Because remember, an image on the web, if it contains text, it looks just like a big block of image to a browser or to a device. You have to actually spell out the words within that image so that the device can interpret it. And then I click Done, and voila. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is super exciting. This is a feature that is available both to instructors and to students to insert video, and this can be extremely useful during critiques that may have to happen online asynchronously, or if you as an instructor need to provide really fast and personal feedback to your students, you can pop into any place that has the rich text editor and insert media. And notice that you have the option to record, upload media right here. So again, I've decided I am looking at a student's work right now, and I want to respond to them with a video. So I go to Insert, Media, Record, Upload Media. I click this record option. There I am. I will start recording. Hi students, this is just an example video where I'm providing feedback to you about something important in our class. I click Finish and Save. And now the video is loading in this rich text area of the course site, and in a moment I'll show you how it's going to appear to students. So now that the video is here, this is a really great feature. One last thing I want to show you is how to embed a video from an external resource such as YouTube into your course content using the HTML editor of your rich text content editor. So again, the HTML editor is this button down here, and this is the one time that I'm going to ask that you consider using the HTML editor. Even if you're somewhat unfamiliar with HTML, the reason is that when you embed a video, in order to ensure that all of the aspects of that video function properly in Canvas, the best way to do that is to use the embed features of the code. So I would actually ask you to look for a break in the HTML editor to be around the spot that you want your video to appear. And I do that by looking for the text that I left off. And I remember that I had this section that said, here is a link, hypertext link for you to use. So I'm actually going to put my cursor there because I found that line of text. Another easy way to do this is to just always put your videos at the top. I could put it up here, but I know it's here. So I'm going to hit enter a couple of times after the HTML code, just so I've got a little bit of white space to work with. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is actually go over to the YouTube video that I want to embed, and I happen to have one ready. And to get the embed code, I go to the share button, I look for the embed option, and then I just need to copy all of this code right here. So I highlight it, Control or Command C to copy. I can also use the copy button right here. And then I go back to my course site and I'm looking at that HTML editor. My cursor is where I want it to be. I'm going to paste it in Control or Command V or right click paste. And once I have that in where I want it, I'm just going to click the Save button so I can preview how that video showed up on my page. And as you can see, there is the video right there with the player right inside the box. And so all of this is just a brief explanation of some of the features of the rich text editor that you may find useful to you. There are other features in the text editor that you may want to make use of, but these are likely the ones that you will be using regularly. Thank you for your time.